Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-wing author Mian Molson Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mian Molson Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Molson Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mian Molson Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. And heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And check out the merchandise on the Mike Wagner Show. Coming soon to the MikeWagnerShow.com. T-shirts, hoodies, pop sockets, throw pillows, and a lot more. Tote bags and all kinds of goodies. And for more great gift ideas, including great books by me, Molson Zia, and other great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/me and Molson Zia, and also Amazon.com/the Mike Wagner Show podcast. Make sure you support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM and PayPal. Also, the MikeWagnerShow.com, and support us today. We're here with a terrific gentleman. He is basically the creator of a musical parody of the 21 Pilots album, which is Blurry Face, and Blurry Face the musical, which just had some issues lately, but it's back in action. We're going to be talking about it. And he's from Germantown, Maryland, and he's now in Nashville. He's been there for about 6 years. And he wrote a jukebox musical based on the 21 Pilots, and also an advocate for mental health. And he's just an amazing musician, singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and a lot more. Our total creative genius. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Music City, the ultimate creator of MNERVA, and yes, he's the ultimate, Matt Wagner. Matt, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
It's my pleasure, man. I'm about to say it's the best intro I've heard in a while.
Well, you got a name like MNERVA, and having a musical parody of 21 Pilots, writing jukebox musicals, and a lot more. It's like, who writes jukebox musicals? You're the first, and also a parody of Blurry Face, 21 Pilots, and also before we to ask you how you got started, just explain the meaning of MNERVA, which is MNERVA. I mean, it looks like some kind of soap brand or something. It's just really, really clever. I gotta say that.
Thank you. Minerva is it's the Roman goddess of wisdom, and so essentially, I was like, so I'm a rock and hip hop artist, and I was like, cool. I kind of want to like take the conventional wisdom of the 2 genres and kind of turn it on its head.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the thought process behind that, and it's actually inspired by a song. There's a song called Minerva by Deftones.
The Deftones. I love the Deftones. Amazing.
Literally, I mean, if you look in the back right here, I got literally a banner right behind them of their album Diamond Dust. And,
I see.
Yeah, no, literally one of my favorite bands. But I was listening to that song on shuffle while I was working at a internship I did not enjoy at the time, and I don't know what happened, but I just kind of saw like, oh wow, what if like someone took like the shoegaze elements of like this genre of music and put like trap music with it. And I was like, I'll call it MNERVA. I like it. I asked all my friends, they thought it was super pretentious, and here we are.
Oh my gosh. And you also influence hip hop, you influence rock, and also jazz. And so it's like you just like, add this, add that, and just mix up into a potpourri, and you just love to come up with all combinations.
I definitely love genre bending. It's my background, and like a lot of my influences, they're like the Linkin Parks of the world, the 21 Pilots of the world. They love like, taking all these disparate elements and putting them together in one. And that's definitely what I've tried to do with my artist project. And, got a lot of fun stuff coming pretty soon, actually. So I'm excited to keep it going.
And it sounds a lot of fun too. And who are your major influences besides the ones you mentioned?
They're
Or your
both.
favorites, I should say. I'm sorry, your favorites, artists, singers, musicians. I should put more simpler. So I think it was pretty wise. It's like, Minerva, God's wisdom. What's it wise mean?
About to say I'll give you the spiel. Yeah, I was gonna say Linkin Park definitely got me into music. That was a huge influence on me. 21 Pilots, as you already said in the intro, yeah, I have a quite long history with that band at this point, but which we will get into. The rapper NF, I think he's one of the best in the game right now. Just I love his message and just how honest and real he is with his lyrics and music. I'm just enamored by that. Groups like AJR, pop groups like that, John Bellion, older rock groups like Breaking Benjamin. I was gonna say Deftones, as I said, huge influence on me. All these different rock and hip hop people. I'm like, cool. Now, what if I can like cherry pick all of my favorite things and put it together?
Hmm. That is very interesting. And of course, besides talking about how I got the name Minerva and all these, genre bending, influences and everything, mixing everything into one. And, we'll finally get to the part, tell us tell us how you first got started.
Yeah, sure. So I'm actually the son of two musicians. My dad is a drummer and my mom is a singer. They actually met in a band. It's super cute. But
Best love story on the planet.
it took them a while to figure it out, but hey, we got there. And yeah, so they were working around DC, doing a lot of jazz club gigs. My dad
Oh,
would,
really?
my mom would sing, and yeah. So when I came around, like music was just part of like my life. Some of my earliest gigs were like, I'm sorry, earliest memories were like going to my dad's gigs as he was like doing like corporate cover gigs. And so he started me on the drums when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
And yeah, so I've been playing almost 20 years now, which is
Oh my, amazing.
wild to me. And yeah, then I joined my first band when I was 13, and a little guitar trio. We did like mostly like Rush cover band stuff.
Hmm.
And yeah, that kind of got me started on singing because I was like, well, no one else in the band can do it. I guess I got to play drums and sing at the same time.
You know something? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Don Henley has done it. Phil Collins has done that, and I think there's a band from Houston and a guy who does it wonderfully. And I'm trying to think of another guy who can sing and play drums at the same time. It's like those are the only three that I know. But since you brought it up, it's like I'll really have to go into my memory bank and I'll just dig it up. And I pledge not to cheat on the internet. So that's my goal.
Honestly, I was like, that's a pretty definitive list. Also, a newer guy, Anderson Paak, is always one of my favorites with like how he's able to rap and play drums. And I actually, I've been doing that for years as well. And so it's like, yeah, that being able to like use like your mouth as like your fifth limb, like while doing everything else. It's a fun challenge that I quite enjoy. But yeah, so I joined that band, and then when it eventually dissolved, I got really into recording and songwriting, like in my basement with like one of my other friends. And before I knew it, I was like, oh God, I caught the music bug. This is bad. So then I moved to Nashville. Went to college down here, and yeah, around that time is when I started experimenting with rapping. One of my roommates my freshman year, he was like, you're better at this than singing, right? And I was like, and so yeah, he's really pushed me to like explore it. And before I knew it, I dived headfirst into like the craft of hip hop and like breaking down everything, and like got really into like J. Cole and Eminem, and all these alternative rappers as well, like NF, as I mentioned before. And it really just pushed me to like, okay, cool. I talk too much, which we'll get into later. But
oh, that's fine. You're not talking too much at all. You're actually quite entertaining. It's like the more you talk, the more you make my job easier. I just wanted to say that. So.
I mean, I can talk for years. Like, get me going, I can just keep going. But with rap, it's like I don't have to be short-winded. It's like, okay, cool. I got an idea. I can really like take the time to explore it. And so like on my next album that I'm putting out, it's called literally Talk Too Much. It's like I really use that to my advantage.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we'll talk about it as well too. And you also got a new song called "Stuck," and also we'll be talking about your musical parody of 21 Pilots as well too. Blurry Face, the musical, and just a couple of things going back to your dad's jazz influences. Who are some of his favorite jazz musicians and influences as well?
I was gonna say he was a very big Billy Cobham guy back in the day, like a drummer. He was super into this is in jazz, but like Mitch Mitchell, like from the Hendrix Experience. That was a big one on him. I was gonna say, oh God, Art Blakely. If we're talking drummers, we're talking. Oh God, you're making me go back in my head.
Gene Krupa.
Yeah, he definitely loves Krupa, loved Buddy Rich, all those guys.
Buddy Rich, yeah, that's another one. Oh my gosh. And I think and I remember watching a video as well too. I think Sammy Davis Jr. was on there and with the double bass, and he was able to just kick the living crap out of it. And Karen
Oh,
Carpenter, she's not in jazz, and little four piece, and she just whips up like Neil Peart. I mean, you see people like that, you don't expect to be on drums. It's almost like like the John Bonhams, Neil Pearts, and Buddy Riches, and Gene Krupas and all that. So it's like they suddenly come out of the closet. It's amazing.
actually, Karen Carpenter is my mom's favorite singer of all time, so it's really funny
Really?
to bring her up. It's like, yeah, that very much was a connection between the two of them.
Isn't that something? And of course, being a jazz buff as well too. What are your thoughts on Miles Davis and his classic "Bitches Brew"?
Bitches Brew, it's definitely it changed the game as far as like jazz fusion went and like the direction everything was going. And I mean, definitely like I'll be honest, like when it comes to drums and everything like that, I'm very much a rock, pop, hip hop guy. Like I can play jazz, but I sound like a bad high schooler. But everything else, definitely I know my way around the kid at this point. But
Mhm.
yeah, I knew, okay, cool. If I want to fall in the jazz hole, it's like that will be everything I do and really take over my life. So, okay, I'm going to stick to this lane for now. And, once that starts happening, I'll go back.
But of course, you can also bend it as well too, and I think you got some great room for some jazz. And of course, speaking of genre bending and everything else, we'll talk about your musical parody of 21 Pilots, Blurry Face, a musical, and more. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Molson Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Molson Zia. Available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mia Molson Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, and heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise coming soon to the MikeWagnerShow.com, and also on Amazon. You can check out throw pillows, t-shirts, hoodies, pop sockets, and a lot more. And also for great gift ideas, including Me and Motion's great books like Missing and More. Go to Amazon.com/Me and Motion Zia. Order today and show your love for the Mike Wagner Show. Go to MikeWagnerShow.com/support. Also support us on Anchor FM as well as PayPal, and make sure you do it today. We're here with the very, very amazingly talented Matt Wagner of MNERVA here on the Mike Wagner Show. And let's talk about your musical parody of 21 Pilots album, Blurry Face, the musical, and it has a great trailer. I mean, I loved it, but unfortunately, something happened along the way. It's like, ugh.
That was definitely a great story. It actually really started my career though. So I I have a it's a lot of ups and downs with that one. But essentially about, oh God, I guess this would have been 6 years ago.
Wow.
I first heard Blurry Face, the album by 21 Pilots, and I don't know. I heard the last song on the record, Goner, and I was just like, "This is so cool." I see a stage show in my head, and I literally had done theater in high school, but I'd never written anything. I'd never done anything of the sort, and I was like, "Someone should do this. This is an awesome idea. I guess I'm gonna do it." And so yeah, I mean, it took me a long time to get it right, but once I finally did, I workshopped it in Nashville. I actually moved to New York City for a while and like did a production up in Brooklyn, and yeah, I made a trailer for it and posted it on social media. This would have been in February of 2020, right before the world ended. And yeah, it went viral overnight, and the
Wow.
community, half of them really loved it, and half of them were like, please kill yourself.
I mean, they're like this on YouTube.
Yeah, no, it was controversial because a lot of people made some snap judgments about what they thought it was. They thought that I was trying to embody the lead singer's experience, when in reality it was my experience dealing with a high school suicide and
Oh, wow.
how that story worked out. And I was just using their music as a vehicle to explore that because I love their music, and their music is so theatrical and it just really fits for this musical experience. And yeah, and you know, I really do wish it was a parody, because if it was a parody, I could have actually gotten away with it in theory. But yeah, with copyright laws, it's a derivative work. I needed their permission. But I was like, cool, I'm going to release this trailer. I'm going to try and, like, you know, see if I can get them interested. And actually, the drummer, Josh John, he did like the trailer, which I was best moment of my life.
There are a couple of guys on the band that liked it, but why the cease and desist letter? And you know, who basically just sent it out? And you know, the whole thing is that yes, it's like, you know, why does cease and desist? I mean, it's almost like, oh, buzzkill.
You know, once again, it was pretty controversial. Actually, people still tweet about me to this day, which because I'm a masochist and I look it up every once in a while. But yeah, Warner Chappell basically got a hold of it, and because it was so controversial and split their fan base in two, it would have been a huge risk for the band to endorse it. And I always knew going in that that was a possibility. But yeah, so, you know, it got shut down. But, you know, I really have no regrets, because in the process of doing it, I was analyzing their songwriting, so that helped me so much. Like, I learned how to, like, really arrange music in a new way, and, like, it really just improved my creativity. And so then I started Minerva and finally launched my first single, Geek, about like 3 weeks later. And, you know, I was able to use that buzz from that 21 Pilots musical experience to get people interested in Minerva. And, you know, I've gotten to retain a lot of different fans, which has been really great.
And that's amazing too. You retained a lot of fans, but also you talked about you know, issues like with high school suicide and everything else. You're also an advocate for mental health and some other causes. And what are some of the things that you support when it comes to mental health? Like, you know, what specific issues, what specific groups you support, and what specific you know, groups out there that you encourage everybody to join or get involved in?
Well, I definitely I've been doing a lot of just self-help over the pandemic, if I'm being honest. I kind of bottomed out there, which is what Stuck is about, actually, which we'll get to. But yeah, I really bottomed out there for a bit there, and I was just more depressed than I'd ever been in my life. And I finally started therapy, actually, about 3 months ago, and I gotta say, it's been a life-changing experience. And
Oh,
so
wow.
I was always very hesitant to do it, just because I was really scared of it. But I felt like such a hypocrite, because I would tell all my friends and everyone I knew, like, hey, go do it, like, but I wouldn't do it for myself. And now from doing it, it's like I have such a better understanding of, like, how emotions work and, like, manifest themselves in our lives and how they affect our behavior. And so really, I think that it's so sad that we have to, as a society, like, always put up this perfect facade of, like, oh no, I'm killing it, my life is great, when in reality it's like, I think we'd be a lot more connected if we just admitted that, like, you know, we're not okay. And I wish I had learned how to do that earlier in my life.
Now, with the self help you were doing, was it by like say with the how to videos, or were you you know, watching a certain program, or did you dial, like, you know, a hotline or anything like that, or use an app, or was it like teleconferencing you did?
Honestly, a lot of it for me. So I actually get to see my therapist in person, which is wonderful, because, you know, she's vaccinated. We love it. But literally just trying to, like, break down my life and, like, my habits and, like, my friendships from, like, just the beginning. Like, I honestly had a pretty bad drinking problem for a sec there, and I've been sober for, I think, 5 months now, which is pretty crazy.
Wow,
I'm
amazing.
very never thought that would happen in my life, and so that's huge. Just that, and, like, reevaluating, like, okay, why do I have this relationship in my life? Is this toxic? Is this not? And just, I don't know. The pandemic was terrible for a million reasons, but the good thing was, like, I had that time to slow down finally in order to, like, you know, really take those steps that, like, I never would have done, because I would just bulldoze my way through life otherwise.
hmm and what's the best advice you could give to anybody when it comes to self help, getting help, or anything like that, especially mental health?
I think the hardest part is admitting that, like, you need it. I think we all can benefit from a little bit of just talking through things, and nothing's worse than bottling up. I'm famous for doing that for years, and always having to be the strong friend, always, like, you know, putting on a happy face, when in reality, like, the best strength, in my opinion, is actually, like, facing it. And
hmm
that actually is what I wrote that musical about more than anything. And I didn't realize how autobiographical it was until, like, I had finished it.
hmm And of course, you did a great job with it as well too. And we'll talk about your EP, "Talk Too Much" as well, and we'll also talk about "Stuck" as well too. And let's talk more about the EP as well, and "Talk Too Much," and especially "Stuck." And tell us about the EP, tell us about the song "Stuck," and also just tell us about if there's any other songs in there. Feel free to talk about as well.
Yeah, I would love to. Well, I got Stuck coming on April 30th, which I'm beyond excited about. I haven't released a song since October. Just again, as I said, I was reevaluating my life and really just trying to put myself first there for a bit, which
hmm
felt really good because I've never done that. I've always been like, what can I do for everyone else in my life? And because I didn't care about myself.
Right.
Self worth is a great journey, if I'm being honest, but I'm working on it.
hmm
Not there yet, but hey, we're all doing it. And music's great because like you have a way to actually like chronicle the journey, if you will. And that's what Stuck is for me. Stuck was just about how I felt during the pandemic. I had a really great March 15th of 2020. I lost my job due to COVID.
Oh.
I crashed my car and I got evicted
Oh.
in one day. And so I was like, all right, I guess I'm going home. And when I went home, I was like, oh my God, I have so much free time. This is amazing. I'm going to get so much done. And I did it first. But then by the time May came around, I felt myself in Groundhog Day. It was like I woke up every day, did the exact same things. And like, I just felt like there was no point to anything anymore. And I was just trapped in a cycle of like, my self worth is connected to my productivity, but I'm getting nothing done. Therefore, I just hate myself and who I'm becoming. Therefore, I stop reaching out to my friends and everything else. And before I know it, I'm just like, God, I feel like a loser. And so this song was just kind of about that feeling. And, I really hope when people hear it, they'll relate to, the feeling of feeling like you have no motivation to do anything anymore. And like, admitting that, because that's the first step to finally like, moving
Right.
forward.
hmm And I think that's very important as well too. Pandemic, no pandemic, or going through phases like that. And where can people find your new EP? "Talk Too Much," "Stuck," and your other works. Where can we find them at?
So right now you can find all my music on any of the major streaming platforms. We got Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer. So Stuck, as I said, it comes out April 30th. So not there yet, but we're almost there. And then Talk Too Much. That's going to be a new era for me, which I'm really excited about. I've been working on that project since August of 2020, and yeah, it's going to be my first official EP, which is great. So it's going to have 6 songs, completely new material, and it will be out sometime in summer. I want to say early to late August. We're figuring out, we're getting it finished with mix and master right now, but it sounds so much better than everything I've done so far, and I'm just really excited about it. It's
And
a
where
lot more rock than I've.
Oh yeah, and of course we can also throw in the usuals, and maybe we can throw in some classical, maybe throw in some blues, maybe we can throw in some. Let's see. I think it'll come later as well too. So we'll talk about what's coming up for Matt Wagner Minerva as well. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosendia of Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with Matt Wagner of Minerva after this time out. We're back with the very, very wonderfully multi-talented and very creative Matt Wagner of Minerva here on the Mike Wagner Show, the creative musical parody of 21 Pilots, based on Blueberry, the musical, and Blueberry Face. I mean, just all kinds. And it was just, I have to say, it's a lot of fun chatting with you, and I'd love to get with you more about what can you mix up and what can you put in and everything like that, all kinds of potpourri. Oh, and speaking of what's coming up, what else can we expect me in 2021 and beyond, Matt?
So right now I got my next single on April 30th, as I said. It's called Stuck. And then after that, I got this project called Talk Too Much, which is going to be an EP of completely new material that I'm working on. Hoping to drop the first single. It's going to be called Quarter Life Crisis in probably early June, late May, which I'm very excited about. It's by far the best song I've ever done.
And we're definitely looking forward to it. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career, Matt?
Oh God, biggest influence. Probably Mike Shinoda, if I had to pick someone. He's the principal songwriter and rapper of Linkin Park. And yeah, if I could ever get a chance to like do a do a collaboration with that man, I would absolutely freak out. He is brilliant. Also, other ones for me are because of my musical connection, someone like Lin-Manuel Miranda of In the Heights and Hamilton. Yeah, we look identical as well. People have many things of my face next to his. It's wonderful. That and Pascal Paul of Dear Evan Hansen fame. They're also huge influences on me songwriting wise. And yeah, then I definitely love NF as far as rappers go. Love J. Cole, love Kendrick Lamar, love Eminem. And yeah, it's definitely a lot of different influences from all over. And then if we're talking rock bands like Foo Fighters, Breaking Benjamin, Deftones, they definitely make me want to keep doing music.
And that's very amazing as well, too. I love your spirit. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Ooh, anybody in this point? You talking about music or just life?
Just in general.
In general? Ooh, God. Enjoy the things you enjoy. Like stop letting other people like, decide who you have to be. In my journey in life, I've like cared so much about like not being judged because like I was bullied a lot when I was young, and so
Mhm.
that really like influenced my taste, if you will, and because I became ashamed of the things I liked because people would like like look down on me for it. And at this point, I've stopped caring in the last like few months, and I've never been happier. And it's like, oh my God, cool. Now I'm making music that's more me than ever. We'll find a market later, but at the same time, it's like cool. Having that authenticity, like that's going to show through, and I'm really excited about like being able to do that. So yes, it's like I like angsty music, I like anime, I like comic books. That's okay. So yeah, I
Mhm.
would definitely just give people advice like just be you, whatever that means, as long as you're not hurting somebody.
That's very true, and that's a very good point. I love it, Matt. Once again, Matt Wagner of MNERVA here on the Mike Wagner Show. Matt, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on 2021 and beyond. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, where can people purchase or listen to your music?
Yeah, so you can find my music on all the major streaming sites, talking Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, all those good ones, Amazon Music. My website would be minervaofficial.com. No I in Minerva, though, MNERVA. My Instagram handle and all my other social medias will be I_am_Minerva, once again with no I. And yeah, I got my next single called Stuck out on April 30th. So excited for that. And then after that, my next era with Talk Too Much. My first EP of new material will start around late May, early June. So once again, I cannot wait to finally get 2021 rolling with music because it's been a long time coming.
I think a lot of us are too, and looking forward to 2021, 2022, and more. Once again, Matt, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch, and I'm looking forward to what you got bring for us next.
Thank you so much, Mike.